We'll reconvene the meeting now at 7:37 and continue on. The next agenda item is communication. Portion of the meeting where you, the residents of Fairfield School District, are invited to share your thoughts with the board in order for the board to fulfill its obligation to complete the planned agenda in an effective and efficient fashion. A maximum of 30 minutes has been set aside for the board to listen to you. Your comments are valued and will be taken into careful consideration. The board will not engage in dialogue at this time. Presentations are limited to 5 minutes. I have a sign-up sheet, no names on that sheet. So we will move on to superintendent recommendations and reports. Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Begley. At this time, Mr. Martin will be covering the items listed under Personnel Professional.
Thank you, Mr. Smith, Mr. Begley, members of the board. I have several items for your consideration this evening under Personnel Professional. Item number 1, resignations, letters A through F. Item 2, extracurricular resignations for the 2021-2022 school year, letter A. Item number 3, unpaid leaves of absence, letters A through D. Item 4, employment. There are like 9 pages of employment this evening, but they encompass letters A through R. I do want to note item number 2, Kim Hauer, who is currently seated out here. She is being hired this evening in the district as the Director of Human Resources. Mrs. Hauer is a wonderful employee of the district. She's been with us for 21 years. And she's run the gamut. She started as a substitute teacher. There are only like 176 student days. I think the first year she subbed 153 days. So she was a stellar substitute teacher, and that has just continued through the years. She became a teacher for us for about 5 years. She became an assistant principal. She went to the kindergarten center and soon after closed that school. I don't think it was because she was the principal. I think it was other things involved in that. But she moved then to become the principal at West Elementary. And then when we started building our new buildings a few years ago, she was selected to be the very first principal of Compass Elementary. And she's done an outstanding job there. Compass is a wonderful, well-run elementary school, and it's a friendly, caring place to be, and that is a reflection of her leadership. So I know she's going to do great things as the Director of Human Resources. I'm very excited about her assuming that position. That concludes the items I have for your consideration under Personnel Professional.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. I would entertain a motion to accept these recommendations.
So motioned.
Second.
Ms. Birding, Mrs. Gundrum. Mrs. Lane, call the roll.
Ms. Birding?
Yes.
Ms. Gundrum?
Yes.
Mr. Begley?
Yes.
At this time, Mr. Perry will be covering the items listed under Personnel Support.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Mr. Bagley, members of the board, I have the following items for your consideration under Personnel Support. Number 1, resignations, A through F. Number 2, unpaid leave of absence, A through C. Number 3, employment, A through C. And number 4, promotion, letter A. That concludes the items I have for your consideration under Personnel Support.
I'll entertain a motion to accept these recommendations.
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Gundrum, Ms. Birding, Mrs. Lane, call the roll.
Mrs. Gundrum?
Yes.
Ms. Birding?
Yes.
Mr. Begley?
Yes.